Greetings, grade 12. We'll be continuing the session wherein today we are going to talk about population growth. Now, we have seen what is population, what is birth rate, death rate, sex ratio. We talked about population density. Now, we are going to talk about population growth. Now, the size of a population is never static. You know that. It keeps changing with time depending on food availability, predation pressure, and reduced weather. So, when the weather climate is changing, whether the resources are there or not, the population will not be stable. It will be changing. The main factors that determine the population growth are actually four. If I go to the next slide, yes. So these are the four factors which determine the population growth. The first being natality, mortality, immigration, and emigration. Now, what is what? Natality, when I say, this is the number of birth and we denote it as B. Mortality is number of deaths denoted by D, capital D, and immigration is individuals that come into habitat, that is capital I, and emigration is individual that leaves the habitat, so capital E. So these are the terms which actually defines, or these are the factors which determine the population. Now, if I go ahead, there is some coordination between, say, natality and immigration. If it increases, then the population density also increases. And if, say, mortality and emigration, they increase, then there is a decrease in population. You're getting the point. If the birth rate and people who are coming in your habitat, if it is increasing, then the population density is increasing. If the death rate and people moving out of your habitat is increasing, then your population density decreases. Okay, so here we can keep an equation. I told you that in this particular chapter you'll have your mathematics also in figure. So you can see an equation here on your screen. If n is the population density at time t, then the density at time t plus 1 is what they have denoted. Okay, so by this equation it's very clear that if the population density increases, that is if B plus I, that is birth rate and immigration, is more than D plus E. If the population density is decreasing, that means B plus I is less than, that is D plus E. So something this you people have to understand very clearly. Okay, so this equation is important. It should be in your head. That is, we are talking about the population density at time t. Now here what happens in a normal situation, or now we'll be discussing about, say, a growth model, but before that this is something which you people know already. Under normal condition, births and deaths are important factors and it influences the population density always. Emigration is again important, but only under special condition. That means if you are moving to a new habitat and you're making a new habitat, then only the emigration may be more significant to a population growth than the birth rate. Otherwise, the normal birth rate is what is happening in a population. Yes, that is happening in a normal routine, but it's not that every day you'll have people immigrating inside your habitat. Okay, so when we talk about birth and death rates, these are the normal important factor which goes on, but immigration and emigration, these are only under certain circumstances that we have to consider them. Okay, talking about the growth model. So, see, growth of a population takes place according to availability of food. This is a very important point. And from board point of view, you'll have this question like differentiate between exponential and logical growth, or what is exponential growth curve, what is logical growth curve. In your textbook also you can see the graph. There will be two different graphs given, so we are going to discuss about that. So so it all depends on availability of food. See, if the food and all the resources are there, well established in a particular habitat, then definitely the number of organism will increase. Yes, so the food availability, the habitat conditions, a presence of biotic and abiotic factors, So these all will be depending the growth of population. It is going to affect the growth of population. Now, basing on that, we have two types of growth. One is exponential growth and the other is logistic growth. Now, when I talk about exponential growth, this kind of growth occurs when food and space is available in sufficient amount. Please understand, in sufficient amount. That means the population growth in an exponential growth or geometric fashion, it will be exponential. Exponential in the say on your screen you can see how the microorganism, the paramecium they have drawn, and the paramecium is increasing, or E. coli for that matter. You can think that it can double in every half an hour. So what will be the population there? So if I give enough food to E. coli colonies, they are going to multiply every half an hour. There will be a growth in their population, and that is what is exponential growth. If the food is available, definitely yes, that is a condition you have to keep in your mind. So the population grows in an exponential factor in that matter. Now if the size of population we denote as n, so we are here with another equation. Please pay attention. In the case of exponential growth, the size of population n, if I keep, the birth rate is expressed as small b and the death rate is expressed as small d. Under that condition, then increase and decrease in n, that is the size of population, during unit period time t can be denoted as dn by dt, which is equal to birth minus death into population, size of population. So this is what is the equation. Again, b minus d, you can represent it as r, and r is what is called as intrinsic rate of natural increase. It is an intrinsic rate of natural increase. Okay, so this is your equation. Dn by dt is equal to b minus d into n, or dn by dt is equal to r into n. What exactly is r? This is intrinsic rate of natural increase. So three examples I have kept on your screen, and if you can see the red one, the red graph, which you see, the J graph, yeah, J graph. So that is the exponential graph, because food is there in so much amount. The food is available, habitat is available, the resources are available, that it will show you a J graph. Yes, so it's a sudden increase. So dn by dt is equal to r into n is what is represented by the red graph, that is the J graph, and that is the exponential graph. Okay, moving ahead. Okay, now this is the integral form of exponential growth equation. Again, can be written as this. This is with the integration. So you all know about integration and differentiation. Little idea you will be having. So that is when you write it as nt is equal to n0 by ert, whereas e is the base of the natural logarithm. So you have to use that thing. R is the intrinsic rate of natural increase. N naught is the population density at time 0, Nt is the population density at time t. Now this particular equation in biology does not come that frequently. They will only ask you the difference between exponential and logistic, and these two equations, that is, one is dn by dt is equal to b minus d into n, or dn by dt is equal to r into n, that is one, and the other one when I'll be explaining you logistic growth. So that these two equations are very much important. This is just to give you an idea. The one that is there right now in your screen is just to give you an idea that something like this is also there when you keep integration, or when you combine integration with the formula. Now moving ahead to the second growth, that is the logistic growth. So logistic growth will only happen when there is a competition between the individuals of a population for food, for space. So the fittest organism, they survive and they reproduce. This type of growth initially shows a lag phase. So you can see, just look at the blue color graph on your screen. So there is a lag phase in the starting, and then you can see the acceleration, and then you can see the deceleration. Yes, you can see the acceleration, and then you can see a deceleration also. That means it is actually descending. So this is called as S graph. So first one, when I talked about exponential, I said that it is a J pattern, what you can see. But when I'm talking about logistic growth, we are saying that it is a S pattern. So you see the lag, then you see acceleration, and then you see the deceleration. Now here you can see a very important value, that is K. Now K is the carrying capacity. This is very important from your board perspective again. In nature, a given habitat has enough resources to support a maximum possible number. So see, whenever say there is a new forest, and in the forest say one particular population came in. So at in starting they will be having say exponential growth, but exponential growth logically is not it's not possible, because there will be a point where your resources will be ending. At that time what will happen? So every in every nature, in every habitat, you will have a maximum possible number, and that maximum possible number is what is donated by K. Okay, so that is what is carrying capacity. So carrying capacity is the maximum possible number, or the maximum possible growth that can happen in a habitat. So in this case, when you see the K indicates the carrying capacity of the population, and here the equation will become dN by dt is equal to R into N, K minus N by K. So K becomes the carrying capacity, N becomes the population density at time T, R is the intrinsic rate of natural increase. And this particular growth model is what is actual. This type of growth population is actually what happens in the environment, or this is the realistic one. This is the realistic growth model, that is the logical growth model. Okay, so you can see both the things, and this is what is the equation that goes for logistic growth.